Be you. The world will adjust. You don't need to shrink yourself to fit in places you don't even belong. You feel uncomfortable. You feel like nobody gets you. You feel like you're a nail that sticks out. And it's because you're not being yourself, honestly. You're trying to fit in places that you're not supposed to be. You're trying to shrink yourself to fit in boxes to fit what's normal at your workplace, for your family, for your friend group, for those around you in your city, for society, even. And ultimately, you're lying and not being yourself. And of course, you're not going to feel real. You're not going to feel like you belong. You're not going to feel anything because you're not being authentic. You're not living in your truth. You're not being your true self. You're not letting the world in your environment be shaped by you and set itself, make it work itself out. You're living a lie in a way. And you're doing it with good intentions. You're doing it with, I just want to fit in my workplace and get along with my coworkers and my boss and make make good things happen. I want my family and friends to laugh and get along and, us have a good time. I want to be in the city and just, this is where I was born and raised and so. But sometimes this is your sign that you need to change. This is your sign that you need to be somewhere where you're accepted for who you truly are. Especially if you're just being your authentic true self and it's not causing damage. You're not like addicted to something that's, destroying your body or your mind or your, destroying your family or anything. You're just outspoken maybe, or you have a different belief system, or you have a different way of showing love, or whatever the case may be. But you always feel like an outcast because you're having to conceal yourself. And you're living a lie. You know deep down that you're somebody else, but when you leave your house every day, you have to put on a mask. You have to put on a different personality. You have to fit within some kind of boundaries. You have to shrink your personality or shrink yourself to fit in boxes that can't contain how awesome you truly are. But you're never able to express that. And you've learned that it's safer, in theory, not to express your true self. And that's why when you're dating, the dating relationships don't work out. When you're interviewing for new jobs, the interviews don't work out, or you get hired at a place that's not working out, or you feel every day driving around your city like, man, is this city really for me? Is this really where I'm meant to be? You have this yearning for something more in all areas, all facets of life, all pillars of life. And you feel lost. You feel disconnected. You feel uncomfortable. You probably can't put it into words. You feel at limbo. Like, man, is this really what life is? Is this really how life's supposed to be? And the answer is no. The answer is you're supposed to be yourself. You're supposed to live in your true self and your principles and your morals and your beliefs, and you let the world adjust. And whatever happens, happens. Whichever friends are there still are there. Whichever family members are there still are there. Whichever person falls in love with you for who you are, that's who you're meant to be with. Whichever workplace accepts you for that, that's where you're meant to be. Whatever city you feel in, you vibe, and you feel like you're a part of the community, the culture, that's where you're meant to be. And that's life. But so many of us, we think we're supposed to be here. We're supposed to be with this person. We're supposed to be with this friend group. We're supposed to be in this area. And that's not always the case. There's going to be a lot of uncovering when you start to live in your true self, when you start being authentic to yourself and doing what your heart and mind tells you to do with good intentions. Like I said, don't go get addicted to drugs or something crazy. You know what I mean? Still live and do the things that you enjoy doing and want to do, and let everything, work out. Let the cards fall how they may. And I know that they'll fall in your favor, but you have to be willing to do it. You have to be willing to be an outcast. You have to be willing to not have certain friends, certain peers around, certain coworkers around. You have to be willing to probably even be laughed at sometimes, because that's what happens when you're the outcast. You get alienated, and that's our biggest fear. And that's why we try to fit in. That's why we try to shrink ourselves. That's why we try to mask our personalities. It's because we don't want to be ostracized by the group. We want to be part of the group. But maybe, just maybe, being part of the group, being part of the cool kids, being part of society isn't what it's all cracked up to be. So that's the thought. I hope you got something from this message. This was Consistency Day 324. If it inspired you, challenged you or made you think different, I encourage you to like, share, comment, and subscribe for more. And other than that, I wish you all peace and blessings on the journey.